Beloveds, each of you are a single point of consciousness that joins in with a much larger point of consciousness, much as we have said that you are crest of a wave in an ocean of God's stuff. So within your particular perception, within your particular point of consciousness, there are choices that you have made, there are beliefs that you have, there are the illusion of lifetimes that you have lived and are living and will live, all occurring simultaneously. And you have the default of making choices that are occurring through the egoic realms of identification, soul identification, ego identification. When you surrender yourself, when you say, Holy Spirit, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? How would you have me think? When you reach out to me and you say, Yeshua, where would you have me go? How may I be of service? You have once again reconnected to the identification that is in alignment with that of the spiritual aspect of you. And you do this at moments throughout your lives. You tend to do this when you're in crisis and you're crawling out for help. But understand, beloveds, that you can do it in the moments when life is filled with joy for you. Pigs take joy in wallowing in the mud. You may take joy in being at the top of a mountain and feeling the sun upon your face. Whatever your choices are, beloveds, it is part of your soul's journey. These are the choices that you are making. Whether you choose to take on other beingnesses, other identities, whatever you want to call them, know that the choice is always yours. This is the way in which you were created as a creator being. When you are ready to make a shift, when you are ready to think in a different way, to live in a different way, to love in a different way, to say, I am done with the games, I am done with the drama, and I choose now to come to be as God created me. There is an alchemical shift and an alignment that occurs. And all the assistance and everything that you want and everything that you need will indeed come rushing towards you. But it must be at a point at which you say, I am done with the fear. I am done with the need for ego to dominate everything that I do. And you will know when that point is, when you allow yourself to take on every point of consciousness simultaneously and not judge any of it, but love and embrace all of it. You then have your moment of recognition, and you can then release the cloak that you have worn of all of the different myriads of lifetimes and incarnations that you have visited, that you have played with. So the choice becomes yours, beloveds. So Hannah Grace has agreed to allow us to interact with you and answer questions that we know that you have had. So come and let us join today in conversation. What would you like to discuss, beloved ones?
I have a question. I love giving you questions, by the way. You leave. Okay. For the most benefit of everyone, what would be the wisest timing for us to even approach publicizing the video from yesterday? For me.
Those who are meant to see it, those who will be impacted and affected by it, will find their way to it. The question that you are asking is from your ego.
Of course.
From a position of love. When you were done with this process, immediately you said, this needs to be published.
Yeah.
The fear comes in. and says, "One moment, please. This may have seemed like a good idea, but now that we rethink this, beloved, you can merely publish the video and see what occurs. You cannot publish the video. The choice is yours. How much are you willing to let go? How much are you willing to throw caution to the wind and know that only love is real? And if only love is real, what does it matter?"
Well, that's a really good answer.
We thought so.
Thank you.
I love you. We will speak
I love
again
you too.
later.
Yes.
Go within, beloved. Have a conversation with your higher self. You will know the answer.
Thank you.
Indeed. You are
Can I
also,
ask a question?
yes, of course.
I just wonder, the episode yesterday with COVID, is it possible to do it with other diseases like asthma?
Indeed, asthma,
Sure.
cancer, heart disease. Any condition, beloveds, is an affliction that you have chosen to experience within what you have believed to be the reality of a human body, which you know is indeed an illusion. Any of these carry an energy signature to them. So you can do this with any circumstance, with any relationship. You can talk to the holodyne of murder. You can talk to the holodyne of war. You can talk to the holodyne of rape. You can talk to the holodyne of incest. You can talk to the holodyne of mothering. You can talk to the holodyne of fathering. You can talk to the holodyne of marriage. You can talk to the holodyne of any disease you could possibly imagine. For these are all an energy signature that have been created and have been fed by the fear that is in relegation with the ego. You can talk to of them.
Is it possible to talk to the collective mind in this disease?
Indeed, beloved, but we would recommend that you start locally.
Mm-hmm.
Start locally so that there is a connection, so that your voice is heard. And we would recommend that you do it in a group community, as was done yesterday with Sahana Grace. For the more of you that gather with the heart and the intent of resolution, wherever two or more are gathered, there is indeed love, but understand that it becomes exponential the more beings that you add to the mix.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Can I say something?
Indeed.
I had the same question because I've had a condition for years and years and years. And I'm wondering if this would work for that. It's quite painful when it comes up. It's in remission now, but anyway, I take medication for it, but I'd like to get off the medication. But it does seem to pop up once in a while. And
The medication do nothing but
I know.
inform your mind that you will have a relief from a condition that you have brought forth.
Mm-hmm.
Any and every condition that you have manifested is a choice that you have made.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe that a pill will affect a body that has been created, understand that this is all illusionary.
Mm-hmm.
Beloveds, this is a tool, this is a vehicle in which you can address the aspect of you that has put a power above you that has put something greater than you, that has made something that you feel that you are a victim to. And all this is a process of doing is allowing you to see that you are not a victim of any circumstance, that you are indeed a creator being. Everything that you do. So yes, beloved, we would recommend that you have a conversation with Sahana Grace and allow her to begin this communication with you.
Okay.
We will assist.
Thank you.
Indeed. And again, beloved, thank you for your creativity that was lent. We honor deeply the work that you have done.
Thank you.
We love you.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Indeed. Indeed.
Can I ask a question?
Indeed.
Okay. This is my first ever question, so forgive me if I mumble. I find myself surrounded by many people with long-term illnesses, afflictions of the body. My nephew recently got seriously ill. And my question is, the Course in Miracles says that all disease is of the mind.
Indeed.
But then what is the role of the choice of the soul?
Soul is the animating feature of the mind, beloved.
But is the soul not choosing the experience of this disease, or is it only the mind?
The soul is the animating feature of the mind. The soul is the one that observes and says, I wish to have this experience. I have a desire that I wish to experience. The mind then becomes the intention channel that is electrified by the soul. It then comes down into the emotional body and then becomes manifest physically. But understand that the soul has a litany of experiences that it wishes to subject itself to. So the soul works in conjunction with the mind, then through the emotional body, and then through the manifestation of the physical body.
So healing can be offered to the mind, but is that not going against the will of the soul to experience this?
No, beloved, because it is then the journey of the soul to experience the healing.
Okay.
The more that each of you become in deep and rich communication with your higher selves, with the Holy Spirit, you are becoming in communication with your soul, with the animating feature of this whole conflagration of the way in which everything is manifest within this dimension of reality. First, there is a desire that then manifests into an intention. There is an allowing of that intention to manifest, and then there is the acceptance of it. There is an observation, a decision, an action, and then an accomplishment. It is a sequence of manifestation, beloveds.
Thank you.
And it is very easy for you to understand the choice that is made through all of it when you allow yourself to come into concert. The disconnection, beloveds, is where you feel that you are acting as an egoic identity alone. And that is where you have identified yourselves as the body. And you feel that your emotions are occurring to you, and you have, it is much like a hose that has water running through it, that is moving errantly, or an electrical wire. And you have forgotten that you are the one that can put your hands upon this device. But further to that, it is the thoughts that you think unconsciously. It is the way in which you let your mind run havoc with you. And then senior to that, beloveds, is the place where your soul has said, I want to experience this. I want to experience that. And there has been the disconnection between the soul and the mind, where the mind has forgotten that the soul has made this choice. And you, as the conscious being at each and every moment, have the ability to go back. All of this is recorded, by the way, where?
The Akashic Records.
Indeed. Go and look and see what choices you made for this incarnation, beloved, not to mention the myriad of others. And when you are willing to take responsibility for all of it, when you are willing to say, I chose each and every moment of this, and I love it, and I will resist it no longer, and I embrace it, and I love each and every being with whom I interact, and I love every lifetime that I have chosen to exist within, when you come to that one zero-sum moment of consciousness, you come to recognize that you are done. And that is when you will have your ascension. So for those of you that say that you are working on your ascension, allow yourself to love more and more and more of yourself and all beings without judgment, beloveds. Everything is neutral. Everything has happened and nothing has happened simultaneously. Beloveds, we take our leave of you. We will do this again. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your attention. Mahana Grace does indeed love her device. Ah, it says, I am. And there is nothing that could be further from the truth. Beloveds, I am as you are. And you are as I am. I love you. Talk to me. Speak with me. Listen for me. And I will speak with you again.